It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Wednesday, the 24th of January. I'm Michael Groff. We've got some fog out there this morning, especially in the Southwest Valley. Very dense fog in spots. It's very hit and miss, but where you do find it, visibility is near zero at times. There's even a little bit of patchy light drizzle out there, too. Now, that's going to lift by about 10 or 11 o'clock this morning, giving way to partly cloudy sky, and we will start to dry out over the next several days and warm up. Question is, how warm will it get, and when might our next chance of rain come into the mix? We'll talk about it as we dive on in. First, that almanac from yesterday. 61 degrees was the afternoon high, 54 the low temperature that occurred at 11:59 p.m. And check it out, 4,100ths of an inch of rain officially in the bucket at Sky Harbor. That set a daily rainfall record. Previous record, 1/4 of an inch. I believe that goes back to 1967. And so now we are up to almost 3/4 of an inch of rain for the month, and we're actually on the plus side. The departure from normal for the year so far. All right, 69 and 47 are the average temperatures for this time of year. And as we take a look outside right now, here at 8:45 a.m., there is some patchy fog out there. Very interesting view looking south from the sky cams downtown Phoenix. We've got 54 degrees at Sky Harbor, dew point 50, humidity 88%. It's a calm wind, the barometer rising. Let's take a look at this picture here. This is just outside Studio B. And this was captured just a little while ago. And you can see the fog pretty thick out there in Avondale. And the one and only Michelle has a picture that she sent from the from down there on Buckeye Road that was just incredibly thick fog. We'll have that on Photo Friday. I wasn't able to get that cropped up here, but we'll show you that. We have some other fog pictures that I'm sure are coming in here. So we're going to have tons of that on Friday, I'm sure. But anyway, very thick fog out there. Be careful for the next hour or two. The upper air weather pattern shows that wave that brought in the precipitation, the unsettled weather the last couple of days is now moving off to the east, and that's deepening a southwesterly flow over Texas and into the southeast U.S. And so precipitation there. We're under a drier northwesterly flow, so conditions will be calming down. Now, there is a little follow-up wave that's going to come through here tomorrow, but that does not look like it's going to give us any precipitation here. Maybe a few showers to northern Arizona, however. Here's that watch warning map. Fog, a problem for parts of the nation's midsection. Some winter weather conditions further to the north. And we also have a dense fog advisory. Again, this is until 10 a.m. for portions of the Phoenix area. This includes Avondale, Goodyear, Cashion, Liberty, basically the west and southwest valley, as well as western Maricopa County out toward Buckeye. Very low visibilities. We've had some spots, again, I mean, Michelle could attest to that herself, down to near zero visibility. Very low visibility even here in Avondale, even right now. So, again, that will be until 10 a.m., and there could be some lingering fog even after that. Sometimes it persists here a little bit longer. The convective outlook for today, we've got the standard slight risk of severe storms around the Sabine Pass, the marginal risk for the Texas Gulf Coast eastward toward parts of Mississippi, and the precipitation outlook valid through Wednesday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, basically nothing. Statewide, a little bit up north across parts of northern, northeast Arizona up toward the Four Corners. But overall, things pretty dry, and we will warm up at least for the next several days. But how long will that last? Let's talk about it right now as we go to the models. Here it is, the GFS. This is the 06Z run valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. A big ridge developing in the east. A little bit of a misleading chart in that sense because, yes, the heights are above average, but with southwesterly flow, there's plenty of moisture. And so what it means down at the surface, they're seeing rain. We, on the other hand, are seeing a drier northwesterly flow, so we're drying out. And so again, patchy fog this morning, a few showers across parts of eastern Arizona. Otherwise, looking pretty nice today, partly cloudy, highs low to mid 60s. Tonight, partly cloudy. There might be a patch of fog or two overnight. Not nearly as bad as this morning, though. Lows tonight, mostly in the 40s. And then tomorrow, maybe a patch of fog in the morning. Otherwise, mostly sunny to partly cloudy. We will see a couple of showers perhaps across northern Arizona. Some widely scattered showers possible but they'll be very light, not going to affect us here in Phoenix. High temperatures, again, pretty much the same, mid-60s. Let's go to Friday. Highs coming up on upper 60s to near 70. And over the weekend, we'll see some passing clouds, but otherwise, we're warming up. Highs, again, close to 70 on Saturday, low to mid-70s on Sunday, mid-70s, could even get toward the upper 70s by the time we get to Monday and Tuesday as ridging builds in across the western United States. We really dry out. And there could even be a few desert spots flirting with 80 degrees by the time we get toward Monday or Tuesday of next week. Let's go out to a week from today. This is Wednesday, the 31st. Look at that ridge extending all the way up into northern Canada toward the Arctic. And we are dry. We are mild. Look at that area of low pressure, though, well to the south of us. Interesting setup, but it's not going to lead to any sensible weather for us. Just very mild temperatures, well above average. I would say afternoon highs are probably anywhere from 7 to 10 degrees above normal, if that verifies. And then going out 10 days, this is Friday, the 2nd of February, Groundhog Day. We got low pressure developing along the west coast now, and signs are definitely pointing toward a more unsettled weather pattern right at the end of the month or the start of February. And we are seeing better model agreement on this. Actually, we've been seeing this for a while. Let me show you. This is the European at the same time, Friday the 2nd. Look at that big upper low that's coming on down. That's a cold upper low. And that's in a sweet spot for us if that were to verify to bring in deeper tropical or subtropical moisture as well as with that cold core. Certainly that would be very good at wringing out moisture across the area. We could see some pretty widespread rain. But I will stress to you, even if this high amplitude pattern comes to fruition, this is 10 days out, and I will guarantee, I bet you a shiny nickel, this is going to change several times between now and then. Checking out rainfall for Phoenix out through the 7th of February. This is off of the GFS ensemble. Curiously enough, though, the mean coming up toward 3/4 of an inch, maybe just under an inch. The control member higher than that, individual members way higher than that. There's a huge model spread here denoting the uncertainty in this evolving weather pattern. I mean, you got some members here in this ensemble that show nothing at all for the next 2 weeks, others up at 2 and 3 inches. And the European ensemble is kind of similar, albeit the mean's a little higher here. So again, the signs, the majority of the ensemble guidance suggests a more unsettled weather pattern out by about 10 days or so. And we would, again, we're really hoping to see that because we're in a prolonged drought here. I would actually argue we are in the midst of a 30-year drought across much of Arizona. Now, yes, we've had, a pretty wet winter last winter, and I know that we put a little bit of a dent in the drought, and certainly up there at Lake Powell and Lake Mead and some of the recreational lakes around Arizona have been restored somewhat. But we are still way behind on rainfall. The watersheds are still not looking that great. And so we could use all the rain we can get here because the dry season, well, it starts up in April. And so we'd love to get as much rain in the bucket now before we get into that long dry season. And who knows what the monsoon is going to do this year. All right, temperatures off the national blend of models. So we're warming up by next week. Highs well up in the 70s. And again, there will almost undoubtedly be a few desert spots close to 80 degrees. And then eventually we'll see temperatures coming down with the threat of unsettled weather returning. And that is going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, and of course you do, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really like what we do here, you want to click on that little thanks icon below the video, make those monetary contributions. That means, money to us. $2, $5, $5,000. Any and all of it helps in the furtherance of this channel and supporting us. If you are so inclined and you have the means to do so, I would really, really appreciate it. And not just me, but also the executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion would appreciate it as well. I'm talking about my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. I've got her all linked up down there in the description so you can check out her various endeavors, her links. They're all set up there, so show her some love. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support, so greatly appreciated. Do be safe out there for the next hour or two. I mean, you should always be safe, but especially for the next hour or two with that dense fog around. And have yourselves a glorious rest of your Wednesday.